Hi, my name is Winner Asi, and today I will be talking about the religion of Islam. Origin of Islam. So, Islam can be traced back to the 7th century. Saudi Arabia. It originated from Saudi Arabia. Today in the world, Islam is practiced worldwide. It's a worldwide religion, so a lot of people, convert to Islam even if they weren't Muslim to begin their lives. And Islam is practiced around the world, around continents, but it is mainly dominant in the region of Central Asia, Indonesia, the Middle East, North Africa, the Sahel, and some other parts of Asia. So what that means is that basically around the world, people practice Islam. People practice people a lot of there are a lot of Muslims, like even in the United States and everything. But the main regions where it is practiced are those regions that I just mentioned. Its followers. So Islam has about almost nearly 2 billion people around the world practice Islam. It is the second most practiced religion in the world, next to Christianity, and it is about 24% of the world population. So 24% of the 7 billion people around the world practice Islam as their religion or are considered Muslims. So that's a pretty big number. Uh, Only second to Christianity. Islam and Christianity have a very similar past. They're very similar yet very different in a lot of ways. But that makes sense that Islam is second in the world. Islam is considered a newer religion in the world, having been around for the last 14 centuries, because a lot of the other religions, date back to way earlier than that. But Islam is considered one of the newer religions of the world. Belief systems and worldviews. So the word Islam comes from Arabic roots, and Islam in Arabic basically means submission. So they're submitting themselves to Allah, who they call their God. Like their one true God. So that's what Islam means, submission. The people that practice Islam, Islamic religion, are known as Muslims. Islam is monotheistic. It's a monotheistic religion, which means Muslims believe in one God, one true God, who they call Allah, and they also believe that Prophet Muhammad, who is a big forefather of Islam, they believe that that was a prophet or a messenger of Allah, and they believe that there's no other God, no other person can be a God. That's basically why they don't believe in Jesus Christ, because they do believe in Jesus, they believe in Moses, they believe in Abraham, but they believe all of those people were messengers of God. They were prophets. So to them, no one else can be a God, and that's a big problem between the Islam religion and Christianity, because Christians believe that Jesus Christ is God, and the Islamic people, the Muslims, they don't. They just believe that Jesus Christ was a prophet of God, just like Muhammad. And Muhammad was the original prophet of God. Well, he was a prophet of God who, really revolutionized the religion. So, uh, Muslims believe that the Prophet Muhammad was a messenger of Allah, so that's that. And also, the Muslims, they do believe they believe in religious leaders. They have religious leaders that uh, teach the Islamic faith. They teach the Islamic faith, and sometimes they lead prayers. So, but they don't have any clergy system. They don't have any hierarchy. Because in Islam, everybody's considered, the same. Everybody, no one is above anyone. So everybody's considered equal in Islam. So they don't have any clergy, they don't have any prophets, they don't have anybody that's above anyone. You know, everybody's on the same faith, like on the same level faithfully. Like, you know, a 13-year-old can lead the prayer. So they don't have any clergy systems. But like I said, they do believe it is important to have religious scholars who, you know, who are like religious leaders who lead prayers and teach people about the Islamic faith, you know, teach people about Allah. Uh, okay. So basically Islam, the main belief of Islam is that there is only one God, you know? So, and also Islam emphasizes on the importance of caring for the less fortunate. You know, that's why they they take time to, you know, help the less fortunate and everything because they believe that that's what Allah wants them to do. Okay, so Islam has a set of rules and practices, and which its people must follow. The five pillars of faith are the Shahada, the Sahada, the Salat, the Psalm, the Zakat, and the Hajj. Basically, the Shahada means it's the main belief of Islam, which it says that there's no other God other than Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. The Salat is the practice of the Muslim of praying 5 times a day. I'll go into that more later. The Psalm is the month-long fast during Ramadan that Muslims take part of. The Zakat is, like I said earlier, a big part of Islam is to take care of the less fortunate. So Zakat is when the Muslim people give a percentage of their income to the less fortunate, the poor. And the Hajj is a pilgrimage to Mecca. So every once in a lifetime, like at least once in a lifetime, every Muslim or those at least who are fortunate to be able to afford the trip have to make a trip to the Mecca to, you know, worship at the Kaaba shrine. And basically the Kaaba is a shrine located in Mecca, and it's visited during the pilgrimage of like the pilgrimage, which is called Hajj. And the Kaaba, where Mecca is considered the most holy place for Muslims. Like in the Islamic religion, that's the most holy place there can be. And unlike the Christian faith, Islam has no clergy. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Um, like the Christian church, the Muslims worship in a mosque, which is basically a building like a church where they say their prayers. During their prayer services, Muslims usually recite from their holy book, the Quran. Like the Bible, the Quran is a holy book for the Islam people, for the Muslim. Uh, it was revealed to them by Muhammad. It was revealed to the Quran was revealed to Muhammad by God Himself, and the Quran has 114 chapters. The Muslim people, like I mentioned earlier, pray 5 times a day. Once at dawn, once at noon, once in the afternoon, once at sunset, and one last time between sunset and midnight. And those prayers are really important to them. It's a heavy tradition that they have. You know, they must do this every day in order to stay in touch with Allah, in order to, you know, give thanks to Allah and everything. And while conducting these prayers, it's very important for the Muslims to face the direction of the Mecca in Saudi Arabia, which I actually found really interesting, and I didn't know that. But apparently they do this, and they pray towards the same direction, the direction of the Mecca and the Kaaba, because this signifies unity towards the Islamic community, you know, and also the Mecca, the Kaaba shrine is the most holy. It's considered the most holy place in the Islamic faith. So it makes sense for them to face the holy place while they pray. So yeah, so Islam is a very interesting culture, a very interesting tradition, a very interesting religion. It's very, very similar to Christianity, except for the fact that, I mean, they believe in the same God and everything, but You know, the Muslims believe that there is one God and that God is Allah, and they don't believe that no one else can take, no one else can claim to be a God. So they don't believe in Jesus Christ, they believe he's a prophet, and that's a big difference between religions like Christianity and Islam and Judaism. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation.